Getting back to the biography, a few more details. When I had this girlfriend that I co-signed for her car, she was on the house, and I found out she had a boyfriend. One small detail, and I remember we were out in my car, and he came out, and he wanted to kill both of us. I really did. They even had the police there. It only could happen to me. Needless to say, that was it for that relationship. Just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't go there now. Better off to meet someone on the internet. I did meet a few people. I met three Jennifers. One of them's on the internet. The other one I met in person. And the other one is from Guatemala. She was the young one. And I don't think she was too cool. So I think that one is out. So that leaves it down to two Jennifers. I actually don't think this is ever going to happen. You don't go look for love. They find you. So I left out a few other details. I had a great uncle. His name was Rocco Prano. And he was the head mobster in Stone Park. Now my dad, the whole town was run by the Italian mob. I remember him telling me, because I wanted to be a policeman. He says, son, you're not going to be a policeman. That's it. You're going to be a lawyer or a doctor, but you're not going to be a policeman. And I remember my dad talking to the boss. He was called a clown, and he told the clown, he says, you do what you want to me, but you leave my kids alone. So he was a good father to say that. And needless to say, the mob was running that whole town, as they were other areas in Chicago. And so my grandfather, his name was Lewis, and he was married to Mary, and he said, I'm going to California to be a movie star. So he was a pickle. Then I had another Uncle Joe, great uncle, was a Golden Gloves boxer. And I remember I had a friend, John, his uncle was in town, said something to my Uncle Joe, and he knocked him out with one punch. I mean, it's just how we're all interconnected. It's just unreal. So anyway, getting back to my great uncle Rocco, they took him down to Kennedy's. You know, uh, they actually went to jail. And my dad was investigated, so was another uncle just because of their name. You know, my dad wasn't in there with the mob, but that's what they did. It was in the newspapers, my dad's name, and then my great uncle Albert changed his name to Pavesi because he didn't want to be harassed. He wasn't involved with the mob, except they did what they were told. And my step grandfather worked for the railroad, and they made him a bootlegger. I mean, it's just really interesting, the history of Barrows Park and Chicago. You know, by X, they had a lot of mobsters over there. That's how the Chicago was run. There's a reason they call it the Windy City. You never know where it's coming from. And we have 5 seasons here. Yeah, did you know that? 5 seasons. The fifth season is traffic. So just a 10-minute ride takes you an hour if you're out there at the wrong time. I noticed 3:30 is the worst. It's just people, I don't know if they even work 8 hours anymore. I don't even know if our citizens work. It seems that all the immigrants are doing the work, and now we're making it harder for them to get in. You know, they have to pay $10,000 to get in, and we need the workers. instead of just letting them, and then find out who they are, what they are, and let them in. Not $10,000. Some of them are losing limbs and they're dying trying to get in here. And we need the labor. That's why it's hard to even get plumbers or electricians. Just the laborers now. Look at the illiterates running the gas stations and constantly hear the ambulances and sirens going off. It's just, it is what it is. It's anarchy across the whole country. But it'll change. There's enough good people to change it, and they're very intelligent. They're my friends. Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, I know them all. Policemen, I know them from all the towns. They're your friends. If you see a crime, report it. Be a snitch. You know, I even talked to policemen, they didn't know who Serpico was. That was one of the greatest movies, and it was based on true stories. Tom Hanks makes great movies, every one of them. You know, the heroes. That's what makes the greatest movies. So, I'll continue more detail. I'll bring them out here. This biography continues.